Hey, welcome back to the Deyo podcast. I'm glad that you're hanging out with us today, and I want to encourage you guys, if you know somebody out there that would be encouraged by this and blessed by these podcasts, hey, shoot them an email, send them the link, tell them, hey, you need to get on this thing, subscribe to these podcasts. They've really been blessing me. I think they'll bless you. So be an encouragement to somebody in doing that, all right? Today's podcast, I would love to talk about a really unique concept that I have been trying to teach my band guys. And this is a concept of loving God and loving people in worship. And most of the time when we think about worship, we're always thinking about loving God. And that is certainly the main point in worshiping, is loving God. But one thing that I realized is that you look at when Jesus was asked, what is the greatest commandment? He included two things. Basically, loving God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and loving your neighbor as yourself. I believe it's in Mark where it actually says this commandment is equal to the first. So apparently God, Jesus and God and the Holy Spirit are all interested in us doing two main things in our life. Loving God and loving people. And what I've realized is that loving people is loving God. You know, and I wish I had thought of this passage beforehand, but there's a passage that talks about when Jesus is saying, look, when you gave me a cup of water, when you clothed me, or when you clothed others, when you gave someone else a cup of water, then you're actually doing it to me. So I started realizing, you know what? When we're kind to others, when we love others, we are actually offering worship to God. Now, how does that work on the stage? And this is where I want to kind of bring this home here. And this is something that I've been trying to teach my guys and also walk in myself. Before we go on the stage, we talk about this. I say, guys, tonight we need to love God and we need to love people. How do you love people when you're up there singing worship songs? Well, I think it's in very subtle things, but that are very important things. One of the things that we do is it's in how you hold yourself. It's how you look at someone. It's how you smile. It's how you present yourself on the stage. It's how you hold your instrument. It's the way that you use your hands and that type of thing. So there might be somebody out there that's hurting, and you might look at them and you might be able to give them a smile. And there's a difference between a smile that's kind of like a seductive smile versus a fathering smile. You know, so we try to, from the stage, through our instruments, through our looks, through our communication, body language, singing, everything we do, we try to love people at the same time that we're loving God. Because again, we understand that when we love people, it is the same as loving God. And so that also applies to areas around, like for us, we end up going out to the merchandise table and sign autographs. It's funny because it's something that I used to avoid doing. When I was in Sonic Flood, we made a rule that that's ungodly, we don't want to sign autographs, that's prideful. It's funny because it actually backfired on us. When we didn't go out to sign autographs, people thought we were too proud to come out and sign autographs and meet with the people. So we decided to forget that and redefine what it means to sign autographs. Go out there, not about the signing autographs or being some superstar, but it was about loving people. It was about being with people. It was about giving somebody a hug. It's about praying with somebody who's desperate for prayer. It's about just smiling at somebody, looking somebody in the eyes. You know, I've purposed most of the time when someone is talking to me, I don't care if there's 20 people around me wanting an autograph, that I just look in their eyes and I listen to what they had to say and try to encourage them. So, you know, this is one of those things that I think it's important. It's a small concept, but I think it's an important thing for you to realize that when you're on the stage, you need to hold yourself a certain way. I remember there was one time, I've heard other guys talk about in bands how they had been even approached in a sexual way, like somebody had come up to them and maybe propositioned them, or even in a Christian band, which is kind of blew me away. And I realized, man, I've never been propositioned before. You know, I've had some junior high girls run by and go, "Oh, you're hot," or something like that, but I've never had somebody like kind of, you know, come on to me or whatever. And I realized it's not. Well, at first I thought, well, gosh, it must just be because I'm ugly or something or messed up. But I realized it's really what it is it has to do with how you hold yourself, how you communicate with your body language. You know, you can look at somebody a certain way, or wink at somebody, or hold your body a certain way. I'm very outward about, hey, I've got this ring on right here. I talk about my family. I talk about my kids. And it's, to me, it's a way of loving my family and also loving people and helping them understand where the boundaries are and helping them understand who I am, that I'm a man of God, that I'm a husband, that I'm a father. And that is my way of loving them, and loving them, loving God and honoring Him and worshiping Him. So I hope that makes sense to you, and I encourage you to go out there and do the greatest commandment, to love God, love people, from the stage. God bless you. See you at the next podcast.